Hello there, and welcome back to our 31-day series of 31 Days of Calm. I'm your host, Karin Del Maestro, your health and calmness coach, breast cancer, BRCA2 thriver, and I specialize in helping breast cancer survivors after active treatment has ended to create and embrace a life full of hope and possibilities. So today we are going to be talking about grounding techniques. Now, what is grounding? Grounding is anytime you're starting to feel anxious or stressed out or overwhelmed, and you just feel like things are spinning and you can't kind of get your foot on the ground, right? You can't seem to stop things, which I know is a feeling that is very often experienced, especially after breast cancer. It could be any trauma, right? It could be life that's just triggering some stuff for you. And this is a great technique to use at any point, anywhere. Okay, super, super useful, super easy as well. But what this grounding technique helps you do is it helps you get present to this moment in time. Because very often when we're anxious and our head is spinning, we're going to all of the what ifs, right? We're trying to solve problems that we don't yet have. Let me say that again. Trying to solve problems that we don't yet have. Right? Does that sound like you? I used to do this a lot, right? As a planner, as somebody like to kind of be in control. I like to be 10 steps ahead. And I've learned that that doesn't do us any good from an anxiety standpoint, from a stress standpoint, from an overwhelm standpoint. And so this is a great technique to use when you recognize that that's what you start to do, right? So I'm going to share this simple 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method with you because it's super simple. And if you don't know that about me by now, I love to keep things simple. Why? Because simple things lighten the load that you're carrying. It takes stuff off your plate, right? Instead of adding more on. So think about that as you're doing this exercise. It's not just one more thing to do. This is something that takes things off what already feels like a really overwhelmed, overloaded plate, right? So here it is. Super, super simple. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. Hold up your hand, right? And if you can do this outside, I think you get more bang for your buck, just because then we're inviting nature into the whole thing. And as we've learned in this series already, nature helps to ground us. It helps us feel more centered and connected to something way bigger than we could ever imagine. So what is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Well, 5, you're going to look at for 5 things you can see. 5 things you can see. After you've done that, 4 is 5 things you can touch. Maybe it's a tree. Maybe it's a flower. Maybe it's a soft sweater you're wearing. Maybe it's your hair. 4 things you can touch. 3 things you can hear. If you're outside, maybe you can hear birds. Maybe it's raining. Maybe there's cars in the background. What can you hear? Number 2, 2 things you can smell. Do you smell fresh rain? Do you smell a flower? Can you smell perfume on the person next to you? And the final one is taste. What can you taste? If you've got water with you, take a sip or a cup of tea. Maybe it's just your saliva. That's okay too. And you'll notice as you go through this process, it starts to calm you down. You feel calmer and calmer and calmer just by using your senses. So let me run through them again just so that you are clear on them. That's 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. And so as we go into our calming action of the day, I think you can probably guess, right? I'm going to encourage you to practice the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding exercise. Whenever you notice that you're feeling overwhelmed or anxious, as your heart rate starts to elevate, maybe your palms get sweaty, maybe you're having a hot flash and saying, oh no, here we go again. Right? Can you feel that energy? That energy is not calming. Use this to calm yourself down. Okay, you've got this. I know you do. Just takes practice. Remember that it takes practice. So as we end today, we're going to end with our heart hug like we've been ending every episode. Left hand over heart, right hand on top. Gently hugging your heart. And let's send this message to your 10-year-old self, because she would love to have had these tools in her toolbox at that age, for sure. Right? Let's help her feel safe. Let's help her feel grounded. And repeat after me, either out loud or in your head. You are loved. You are safe. I've got you. I love you. That's it for today, guys. I wish you a beautiful, calm day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.